Morena Tato, good morning everybody and welcome to the 1st of May governing body. I declare the meeting opening. I have received apologies for early departure from Councillors Hills, Furley and Dalton. Any other?
Oh, Councillor Filipina for lateness.
Plus Councillor Filipina for not getting here on time. That's they're going to leave before 7 o'clock at night. Okay, mover and seconder for that, please. Somebody. Sharon and Andy in favour, please. Aye. Contrary, carried.
Can you do the electronic? We'll just do that right now.
Attendance by electronic links. None at this stage.
Councillor Foley, we'll just do.
Councillor Foley, when she wishes to be, carry on. And if anyone else leaves early, they can apply for that anyhow. So all those in favour of aye. Move. Carried. Thank you. There's no councillors online at this stage, so just to remind you before we start, the meeting is live webcast. Please be present in the meeting, ensure your phone is turned off or at the very least on silent. We have some governance personnel from the Waikato Regional Council in the room today, joining us to visit our governance department and see how we operate. Before we get into today, Councillor Henderson would like to say a few words to acknowledge the passing of Ms. Janet Clues, the former Mayor of Gleneden, along with the many roles she said. Councillor Henderson.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. It brings me great sadness to acknowledge the passing of Janet Clues. Janet is considered one of the great leaders of West Auckland throughout history to the present. She gave nearly 60 years of her life to public service. She began her public life in 1963 as the first woman elected to the Gleneden Borough. Wasn't those?
Councillor Henderson.
You think? Re-elected many times, becoming Deputy Mayor and then Mayor of Gleneden from 1983 to 1989. You can still see her mural portrait in the Gleneden Rec Centre at the moment. She served as Waitakere City Councillor all the way through, and on the first term as the Waitakere Rangers local board member as well. She was also elected to the Portage Licensing Trust for nearly 40 years. In addition to elected office, she served absolutely countless community groups over the years across sport and education. I got a list of about 50, but naming the Waitakere Life Education Trust, the Gleneden Railway Restoration Trust, those are just a few. She was a good friend. She was extremely intelligent. She had an absolutely razor-sharp wit. She was a warm and caring person dedicated to the very end to bring a smile to her friends, her family and her community. She touched many lives in her years of public service and as a community leader in West Auckland, and I want to share my condolences and the condolences of the city with all of those lives that she has touched and the great sadness shared by many across the West. Finally, I want to especially share condolences to her many friends and family. Please join me in a moment's silence. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Councillor Henderson. Are there any declarations of interest? No one's interested. Okay, thank you. Confirmation of the last minutes. Mover and seconder of those, please. Deputy Mayor and Leone. Moved in favour, please say aye. Contrary, carried. We have received several requests for public input from members of the both sides of the Speedway community. Lance Armstrong from the Western Springs Speedway Association, Craig Stenbring, Jason Jones, Olna Fords from the Extreme Drivers League, and Ali Williams from the new proposed users. They all want to talk about Western Springs. These were all declined under Standing Order 7.7.3a and 7.7.4a because the future of Western Springs Stadium will almost certainly have a public consultation approach process attached to it. The Western Springs Speedway Association has sent in 34 pages of information to councillors, which has been shared with you, and Sandra will be placing information in the minutes today along those lines. Local board input, there's been none received. There's item 7, there's a petition. We have a position.
Got my hand up?
Oh, sorry.
So I just want to raise a concern around the public input and the decision on your part to deny people from Speedway to speak. There are a couple of matters that go to that. One is the advice that Speedway received from Meredith Webb, which referred to, and I quote, any information received from WSSA, which is the Western Springs Speedway Association, will also be put before the governing body at this meeting. That meeting is this meeting today. And I would have thought that associated with that, there would be the opportunity from people from Speedway, including that association, to speak. The other matter that is of concern, and it goes to predetermination in part around that decision on your part, Mr. Mayor, was the comment that you made at the workshop on the 26th of March, where, without quoting all of the words, though I did write them down, you effectively said that you weren't going to hear from Speedway. That's what you said. So I have a real concern around predetermination and bias as it goes to denying Speedway that opportunity. There may be others that want to back me up on that, but certainly I've got a very clear account of what occurred at that meeting, and I have a very clear account of the process whereby Speedway has been shut out of the expression of interest process, and obviously there's a matter of a judicial review that goes to that you're well aware of. And I make the observation that there are people from Speedway here that would still like to speak. Thank you.
We have spread the 34 pages of information, which is exactly what was said by the lawyer, and so that's been fed on to everybody. And as chairman, I have the discretion to carry out the decisions under the Standing Orders 7.7.3a and 7.7.4a. We've made that decision. There is a public consultation coming, which will give plenty of opportunities for people from all sides, and we have declined people from, we declined people from the Ella Williams from having a speech here either, so that will go into the future.
Excuse Mr. Mayor.
Local board input?
Mr. Mayor, could I please, I understand all the rules you've just read out, but I support Councillor Walker. I, as someone who's angry that I never got a say on the subject, you know, we should listen to people who have been locked out.
That's the point of consultation, actually. Councillor Dalton, you used to speak?
Thank you, Your Worship. I support your decision on this under Standing Order 7.7.3a, 7.7.4a, for the consistency that's been applied, particularly for matters that are going to go out for consultation. Thank you.
Thank you. I've made my ruling. We're moving on. There's been no local board input.
Mayor, I have my hand up, and I seem we're quoting standing orders, and I'm quoting standing order 1.2.4, where if a member disagrees with the chairperson's ruling, the person's entitled to set out their reasons for disagreeing. So I'd like that opportunity now, if that's okay with you.
Same.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I'll be quick, but basically I disagree with your ruling on a couple of matters. In the first instance, and notwithstanding your right to make that call, you also have discretion under Standing Orders 7.7.3 to waive the requirements of the standing orders. In this case, as I understand it, the Speedway Association were not looking to talk to matters to do with the consultation per se. They were looking to introduce themselves and to essentially put to rest the notion that there's no one from Speedway who's interested in actually running things at Western Springs. So I think it was more of an information session and certainly not compromising any consultation process. And I would remind you that the last time people came here to speak, they were also denied speaking rights. So that really goes to the concern that Councillor Walker raised in respect of your position, Mr Mayor. You are the Mayor, you have the right to make the rulings, but like all of us, you have to abide by the notions of natural justice and not displaying bias and predetermination. At that workshop that was referenced, you said, because I wrote it down verbatim, when Councillor Sayers asked about speaking rights at this May the 1st meeting, you said, in respect of Western Springs Speedway Association, not if I'm the chair, repeated it, not if I'm the chair. And the other thing is those people are threatening to kill me, so I'm the chairman, forget about it, they're not coming. So that was the statement that was made. In this instance, I thought it would have been wiser for you to defer to the Deputy Mayor to make the call on who should speak or not, because that's you in essence predetermining the outcome of any application to speak, which, as I said, you have discretion under standing orders anyway. The second matter that goes to this issue, if we're talking about declarations of interest, Mr Mayor, I don't think at any stage through this process that you have declared, for instance, that you have a family relative who's involved with Western Springs in terms of the mayoral office, and in fact with all of the stadiums, involved with North Harbour Stadium in an attempt to demolish and sell off, and has had a central role in this. I think that should be declared in the open and put on the record. I don't think that's happened, particularly in light of the documentation that has been produced by that individual, which was done in May 2023, which signalled the end of Speedway at Waikaraka Park, and near 18 months before it ever happened, moved to Waikaraka Park, and other matters to do with other stadiums. I think that should be declared. So that's my reasons for disagreeing with that, Mr Mayor. I hope you reflect on statements like that that clearly show bias and predetermination. To people who have not had an opportunity to address this council in any shape or form, continue to be denied. That's the second time you've denied them. So I think it's important that that's put on the record. Thank you.
Okay, and under Rule 1.2.4, you had the opportunity to set out your reasons for disagreeing, but the chairman's decision is full and must apply. And so I've made my ruling.
Excuse me, Mr Chair, have I got the right to also give my reasons why I disagree? Thank you. Mr Mayor, as someone who doesn't sit naturally inside this sort of procedure and who wears their passion on their sleeve and we know can get animated, etc., I think that the Speedway people, some of the things that have been said in public are not necessarily the people who are representing that organisation, and to lock them out because of overheated comments and stuff at other places is not a good idea. So that's the reason I disagree. I feel for them and I understand their position. Thank you.
Very good.
And I just wish to add my words along with Councillor Watson and Councillor Turner. And I'd also just like to add my concern in addition, that if any councillors and the Mayor have had private meetings with any of the parties that are involved, for example, the Mulbrays and Williams that are associated with the Auckland FC proposition, and for that matter, Ponsford Rugby and Concerts. If that is the case, it would be, I think, appropriate to have a declaration around that, Mr Mayor, particularly in an instance that might involve yourself.
I have nothing to declare. I've got no interest in any of them, and I've turned down Mr Williams from speaking as well.
I'm referring to private meetings that you may have had, Mr Mayor.
Thank you very much, but we're moving on. I've made my determination. Thank you. And when we have had no local input